But it wasn't me. Written and illustrated by Lauren Child. I have this little sister, Lola. She is smart and very funny. Sometimes Lola likes to play with my things. Usually I don't mind. One day I come home from school with the best thing I've ever made. Lola says, "Oh, it's lovely." I say, "It took me 10 days, 3 hours, 40 minutes to make the outside, which is called the superstructure." "Oh." "It's built from cereal boxes, 10 yogurt pots, 28 bottle tops, 157 sweet wrappers, and a roll of extra wide tin foil, 2 whole tubes of glue, 3 pots of paint, and a half roll of sticky tape." "Oh, that's a lot." Lola says, "Oh." I say, "Don't touch it. This rocket is really breakable. I don't mind you playing with most of my things, but you must double, triple promise me you will never play with this." "Well, let's play something else then," says Lola. I say, "I gotta see Marv." "But what am I going to do?" says Lola. And I say, "Why don't you play with Soren Lorentzen?" Soren Lorentzen is Lola's imaginary friend. No one can see him except for Lola. And Lola says, "Yes, Soren Lorentzen always wants to play with me." "Hello, Soren Lorentzen," says Lola. "Charlie's going to see Marv, and so we can play a very good game, can't we?" And Soren Lorentzen says, "Yes, with those 2 laughing hyenas that are brothers and twins." Lola says, "Yes, and Ellie, the tiny small elephant. Where will their adventure be?" Soren Lorentzen says, "In the place where all the animals live." And Lola says, "In a place, a long away place." "Oh no," says Soren Lorentzen. "Ellie is really sad because he doesn't like the hyenas laughing at him, and he's very far from home." "Those hyena brother twins are meanies, aren't they?" says Lola. "What are we going to do?" "We can't leave Ellie all sad," says Lola. "He must go back to his nice friends in Elephant Land. But how are we going to get him there?" Then Soren Lorentzen points to the rocket. Lola says, "Oh no, but that is an extremely breakable and special rocket, and Charlie said that we should not ever, never, ever touch it or play with it." "That's true," says Soren Lorentzen, "but I think what Charlie meant was that if we did play with it, we must be extra specially careful and not break it." So Lola reaches up to get the rocket. Soren Lorentzen says, "Remember to be extra special careful, Lola." And Lola says, I'm being extra special careful." Oh. Then she says, "Whoops." Lola looks at the pieces of broken rocket. "You know, I think that when things are broken, they can always be mended together and made like new." "If we act normal, Lola, then Charlie will never know we did it," says Soren Lorentzen. Lola whispers, "No, he'll never know." When I get home, I shout, "My rocket! Lola, did you break my rocket?" Lola says, "I didn't break your rocket, Charlie. You absolutely told me not to never touch it, ever." I say, "You are telling a big lie, Lola, and you know it." "Don't tell Mum," says Lola. "Wait, Charlie, I just have to quickly talk to Soren Lorentzen." Lola says, "Do you think we should tell Charlie what really happened?" Soren Lorentzen says, maybe we should tell him that somebody else broke the rocket. And Lola says, oh yes, because it is nearly true. So Lola comes to talk to me. Charlie, Soren Lorentzen and me have got something very extremely important to tell you. I say, what? Lola says, it is the real true story of who broke your special rocket. Well, me and Soren Lorentzen were playing in our room. Charlie and Ellie needed to go in your rocket. And I didn't think it was a good idea, but Ellie wouldn't listen. So we all squeezed onto the rocket so that we could go and find all Ellie's nice friends. It was really squished, but we did it. We took off higher and higher, round right the whole world. And then we went down and down and down and down. And when we landed in a far, far away elephant land, the rocket just fell into pieces. And that's what happened. I say, right, I'm going to tell Mum. Oh dear, I don't think he believes us, says Soren Lorentzen. Lola says, I think I have to tell Charlie the truth, but will it make Charlie like me again? Soren Lorentzen says, yes, as long as you say sorry too. Lola knocks at the door. Soren Lorentzen really wants to say sorry for breaking your rocket, Charlie. So I just shut the door. Then there's another knock. And Lola says, It was me that broke your rocket. I was playing with Ellie, and just as I was getting your extremely special rocket down from the really high shelf, it fell and broke into lots of pieces. I'm really ever so sorry for breaking your extremely special rocket, Charlie. And I say, are you really, Lola? Lola says, really, really, truly sorry. And she does not look really very, very sorry. So I say, that's okay. At least you told the truth. Then Lola sees the rocket. You mended it, Charlie, she says. And I say, yes, Lola, I've mended it. I like it, says Charlie. I say, don't touch it. Oh, the end.